We're going down the Kubey Road with a Sherif Manganas design. Check that out. Yeah, he does some crazy stuff. He did the Kubey Ruckus. What else did he do? The Momentum. He did the Ruckus. He did the Momentum. He did the Veloce. And he did this knife, which is the Merced. Okay. And then for Kaiser, he did the Grazioso. Remember that? Yeah. You remember this guy? Yeah, this guy. Hold on. One of these days, I'll show you a picture of him if I can ever get it flipped out. Okay, here we go. And this was he and I at the Blade Show Atlanta in the Pet. How many beers have you had, LTK? Just kidding. But yes. And that's the first time I ever met him in person. I don't know if he was at Blade last year. I saw him and didn't know who he was or what. Or maybe he wasn't there last year. But there you go. Kubey OS 10. Do they even have their model number? No, not on the Blade. So that's kind of nice. They didn't billboard that up. It's the KU345. And this is the H because this is the crazy kind of Vaseline blue, isn't it? Kind of got that weird kind of translucent color. But you know what? I like it. That's why I got it. In this color, I kind of like it as well or better than most of the other colors. And you can see what the other color choices are. And there's a bunch of them, isn't there? So you can get natural G10, which would have been my second. But I had to get this really sick yellow thing. I don't know, but it was just something. In black, orange, blah, 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 black blades and all those stuff as well. And 3.46 inch. This is the durable translucent yellow. Okay. 70 smackers. I've got a discount code, so you won't pay that much. And it'll be down below. 8.5 inch overall length, bead blast, ambidextrous, ceramic bearings, and G10 backspacer, etc., etc. 3.81. You know what? That's not very heavy for a knife. It's a pretty good sized knife. I mean, my hand fits on there and I got room at the end, but deep carry pocket clip with these tapered screws on there. So that's good. And you can flip them. So you can carry right or left hand. Look at this kind of harpoon crazy thing going on down here. This looks a lot like the Veloce, don't you think? That he also did for Kubey. Let me grab a little piece of paper at least. Okay. Yeah, it's got a good factory edge on it, so no problems there. Just comes in a very plain box. No biggie. No zipper pouches, nothing like that. That kind of thing. And it's got a flipper tab. It's chimped. It's got this big long slice out of it blade, so it's easy to finger flick, that's for sure. Bounced that off the stop, didn't I? Let me see about the lockup here. 40%, really close to 40% lockup. Easy to disengage, just like that. Flipper tab hits you right in the thumbs. It's already over the detemp ball. Not a problem like that. Okay. Blade to handle length. I don't know. Well, I don't know, but what you could have dumped another 1/16 maybe in there. Not a half, probably not a quarter. And see, you're bringing this G10 backspacer around all the way around and up. I think I would have cut it back here and brought the blade out another 1/4 inch and made it, since it's supposedly a 3 or an 8 point, almost 8.5 inch knife. So at that, you could afford to have a 3 3/4 inch blade. And I think you could have brought it from the 3.55 or 3.6 to a 3.75, length, and still kept it within that 8 3/8 boundary, don't you? 21.5 centimeters overall length. Okay, and you got at least 90 millimeters, maybe 92 millimeter blade length. I think you could have got 95 out of that. So that's just me, but it seems like you could. And I don't know that you need to wrap this all the way around and start coming back this way. I think you could have ended it right here and then, but whatever. Yeah, like I said, deep carry right or left. That's nice. And yeah, I like this color. I like this color. The design is a very tactical, but it's like a half circle, right? It's just a continual flow here. So that's nice. And is that enough? Maybe to get forward on this, but definitely piercing and slicing, no problem. The liners are not nested, they're out, so they're pretty heavy duty. But we're going to take it apart. But yeah, you can see that they're skeletonized, right? So I like OS 10. I'm fine with that. I mean, the Demco AD 20.5 came out with that as its initial steel, and it's done everything since. But the design flow is nice on this. Okay, so there's no issues about that at all. See how thick it is. I don't think it's that bad. 13.3, 0.52. Nah, not that thick. Blade stock, probably about a 3 millimeter. What do you think? Yeah, 0.11, 2.93. Okay, 3 millimeter blade stock. And I'll bet you it's probably dead ass pretty much the same length as the paramilitary 2. Pretty close. Pretty dang close. It looks bigger, doesn't it? Put it like that. It's pretty much the same, actually. A little bit longer. And that begs the question. I mean, this being 3.5 inch blade, this could have gone a little bit longer because this is 8 1/4. This is close to 8.5. Could have put a little bit more blade in it, I would think. Just seems, now, if you look at it like this, does it look disproportional? Nah, not really, because your blade's not that far off. So, but just to me, I would have been interested in seeing if I couldn't have, rustled this into a little bit more. It's centered. I'm not getting any play or rock lock or anything. So we're good there. Overall, I mean, you've got nice tapered screws. You've got, ambidextrous carry. I'm thinking that's probably number 8 body screws on here. Yeah, so we're all good to go with that. Probably a captured pivot, ceramic bearings, all that. So, and the ergos on here, pretty good, pretty straightforward, and plenty of room for big hands. The pocket clip is fine. I don't mind this, and it kind of, this tip comes up, but it doesn't continue to go up, does it? It levels off here, which is the way I like it. And I think they work pretty good in the pocket myself. So yes, I mean, you can flip it, you can flick it, you can roll it open with your thumb if you want, just like this. So there's a lot of ways to open this knife. And then with this, you can come way out here. And if you want, depending, if you're careful, you can get way out here for close up work. But you can get, your finger all the way right out here for real fine work as well. So definitely a piercing type of blade, but with this little swedge here, it's still not that fragile. Yeah, I like it. Okay, let's put it on scale. 3.81 ounces, 108 grams. Nice. Not bad. Not bad at all. No, it feels good in the hand. There's a lot to like about this knife. Kubey makes a good knife. They have come so far in the last 3-4 years, have they not? They have done so much with so many different collaborative designers. They've been real smart about how they've positioned themselves, I think. And you always should watch for the sales. Let me get this mat laid down. But watch for their sales on their website. Sometimes they'll do 50% off, 2 for 1, all kinds of crazy stuff. So keep up with that, because I'll catch them doing something and I'll grab some stuff, because even if it's a design I'm not that crazy about, it's so inexpensive. They just make a great gift for the quality of knife you're getting. You can get them really inexpensive. And this one, with a discount, if you get a 10% discount at $70, you're at $63. You're there with anybody, okay? As far as that is concerned, and maybe better than many, as far as price goes. Now let's take this dog apart. And I know that we've got a number 8 on the body. So let's take this out here, okay? Let's take this out here. Okay, just like that. And then we got pocket screws. So I think we got number 6s, which we do. Okay, this and this. Oop, 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 hold it. That screw from the other side. Oh, there's a longy. Okay, a longy. And this one's not as long. Okay, so obviously, yeah, one's going through the spacer here. The other one's just going in to the liner. And here's this. Here's the clip. And let's get my driver sit down and let's see where we are here. And here's the liner. And they've kind of lightened it up regardless, haven't they? And it's like a bead blast finish. Ceramic bearing, detent ball, and ceramic bearings on here. And these are decent ceramic bearings, actually. And there's these. Yeah, it looks clean. Okay. And what's this about? And what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, I think Kubey's got the little bump and hump thing. There's the hump. And there's the bump. Or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, okay. So they built the notch. They're doing this like this is Civivi type stuff, right? Because that's how they locate their stuff. And on G10, I think it'll hold up pretty good. So, man, it's a nice, clean execution on that. And yeah, they're definitely skeletonized it, but it looks good. I don't see a lot of grunge or junk in there. KU345 Merced. So you can't afford a Mercedes, you can afford a Merced. And yeah, Kubey. He did the Ruckus too. I really like the Ruckus. This is a lot, I think, like the Veloce that he did. But I like the Grazioso too, man. There's, I think, that Kaiser. If you look at my Kaiser video from the Blade Show Atlanta, I think you'll see that they had was it a Grazioso that was all dressed up in that Westinghouse micarta and all that kind of, remember? There was, I think that's what it was. Crazy stuff. You guys, links are below. We do love them knives. Stay sharp.